Have you ever felt like you were pushing against a wall, desperately trying to make something happen? Perhaps it was a relationship that seemed just out of reach, a career opportunity that refused to materialize, or a dream you've been chasing, only to find yourself more exhausted and frustrated with every step. What if, instead of forcing, you could simply let life flow and still achieve everything meant for you? Imagine this. Instead of struggling, you align yourself with life's natural rhythm, trusting that what belongs to you will come effortlessly. Sounds like a fantasy. It's not. This mindset has been championed by the greatest Stoic philosophers, including Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, and it offers a path to inner peace and fulfillment. Today, we'll explore 7 profound Stoic principles that teach us how to live in harmony with life. These principles not only reduce stress, but also transform how we approach our goals, relationships, and personal growth. Stick around until the end, where the most powerful insight will bring everything together, revealing how trusting the bigger picture can change your life. Let's begin with the first transformative step, trusting in the bigger picture. 1. Trust in the bigger picture. Life often feels like a series of random events filled with unexpected twists and turns. You may find yourself wondering why things don't go according to plan. Why did that relationship end when you gave it everything? Why did you miss out on that dream job you felt destined for? It's natural to feel disheartened, but what if every setback is a necessary part of a grander design? The Stoics believed in trusting the bigger picture and understanding that life is not just a collection of isolated moments, but a connected journey. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, obstacles aren't barriers, they're stepping stones guiding you toward your true path. Think about it. How often has something that felt like a failure at the time turned out to be a blessing in disguise? Perhaps a rejection redirected you to an opportunity that was even more aligned with your goals. Or maybe a heartbreak taught you valuable lessons, preparing you for a healthier, more fulfilling relationship. When we trust in the bigger picture, we relinquish the need to control every outcome. This doesn't mean we become passive or stop striving. Instead, we focus on our efforts and trust that life will take care of the results. By letting go of the why now and why me questions, we open ourselves to the wisdom of life's timing. Ask yourself, how would your life change if you stopped seeing setbacks as failures and started viewing them as part of a larger narrative? How would it feel to trust that even when life seems chaotic, it is guiding you exactly where you need to be? Trusting the bigger picture doesn't come easily, especially in a world that values instant gratification. But it's a practice, one that grows stronger each time you choose faith over fear. The next time life doesn't go your way, pause and reflect. What lesson might this challenge be teaching you? What opportunities could be waiting on the other side of this obstacle? When you begin to see life's events as interconnected threads in a larger tapestry, you'll find a newfound sense of peace. You'll stop battling against reality and start working with it, aligning yourself with life's natural flow. This trust in the bigger picture sets the foundation for everything else. Once you let go of the need to control every detail, you'll be ready to embrace the next principle, releasing expectations. Stay with me because this is where the magic of Stoicism truly begins to unfold. 2. Release expectations. Expectations are a double-edged sword. On one hand, they give us a sense of direction, a vision for what we want. On the other, they can trap us in a cycle of disappointment when reality doesn't align with our plans. Have you ever set your heart on a specific outcome, only to feel crushed when things didn't turn out as expected? Maybe you envisioned a perfect relationship or anticipated a certain career milestone, and when it didn't materialize, it left you frustrated, even resentful. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism offers profound relief. The Stoics teach us that it's not the world that disappoints us, but our rigid expectations of how things should be. When we cling to specific outcomes, we close ourselves off to the richness of life as it is. Instead of appreciating what we have or adapting to what's unfolding, we waste energy lamenting what's missing. Imagine you're in a relationship and you've mapped out exactly how it should progress. The timeline for moving in together, getting engaged, even how your partner should express their love. When these expectations aren't met, the joy of the relationship gets overshadowed by your disappointment. You might even start questioning its value, not because the relationship is failing, but because it doesn't fit the mold you've created in your mind. Now, picture what it would be like to release those expectations. Instead of focusing on how the relationship should unfold, you embrace it for what it is. You find joy in the present moment, appreciating your partner's unique ways of showing love. Without the pressure of a predefined script, the relationship is free to evolve naturally, often leading to deeper and more authentic connections. The same principle applies in other areas of life. Perhaps you're chasing a promotion, expecting that once you achieve it, you'll finally feel successful. But what if the promotion doesn't come? Or what if it does, but the sense of fulfillment you expected doesn't follow? When you release the expectation that your happiness depends on a specific milestone, you free yourself to find joy and purpose in the work you're doing now. You become open to opportunities you might have overlooked because they didn't fit your original plan. Ask yourself, how much of your current stress or dissatisfaction comes from unmet expectations? What would it feel like to let go of those expectations and embrace life as it is, not as you think it should be? Releasing expectations doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or goals. It means approaching them with flexibility and openness. You still aim high, but you're not rigidly attached to how success must look. By letting go of your need to control every outcome, you create space for life to surprise you, often in ways that far exceed your original plans. This mindset shift is liberating. It allows you to move through life with a sense of curiosity and wonder rather than disappointment and frustration. When you let go of expectations, you stop trying to force life into a narrow frame and start experiencing it fully. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced the freedom of releasing an expectation? Maybe you let go of how a relationship had to look or surrendered to a career path that didn't go as planned, only to find something better waiting for you. Share your story in the comments below. Let's create a space where we can learn from each other's journeys. If this resonates with you, don't forget to like this video to support the channel and share it with someone who might benefit from this message. Your engagement helps us grow this community of Stoic-minded individuals striving for peace and fulfillment. And remember, we're just getting started. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into embracing uncertainty, a practice that will truly transform how you view the unknown. 3. Embrace uncertainty and change. Life is unpredictable. No matter how carefully we plan, there are always elements beyond our control. Relationships evolve, careers take unexpected turns, and the future remains a vast, uncharted territory. For many of us, this uncertainty can be a source of anxiety. We crave stability, clear answers, and the comfort of knowing what lies ahead. But here's a question to ponder. What if uncertainty isn't something to fear but a gift to embrace? The Stoics remind us that uncertainty is not a flaw in life's design, but an inherent part of it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." We can't predict or control everything, but we can choose how we respond to the unknown. Embracing uncertainty allows us to step into the flow of life with courage and curiosity, rather than fear and resistance. Consider this. How many of life's most meaningful experiences come from the unexpected? Think about the serendipity of meeting someone who becomes a close friend or a life partner, or the unplanned career shift that leads you to a path more fulfilling than you could have imagined. These moments often arise not because we controlled them, but because we were open to the possibilities that uncertainty brings. When you resist uncertainty, you limit your potential for growth and discovery. It's like standing at the edge of a forest, too afraid to enter because you can't see what's beyond the trees. But when you embrace the unknown, you allow yourself to explore, to adapt, and to uncover paths that you never knew existed. How do we practice this in our daily lives? Start by reframing your mindset. Instead of seeing uncertainty as a threat, view it as an opportunity. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How might this unexpected turn lead me to something better? When a relationship feels uncertain, instead of panicking or forcing clarity, lean into the experience. Allow it to unfold naturally, trusting that its true purpose will reveal itself in time. In your career, uncertainty can be a powerful motivator. Maybe you're considering a bold move, a new role, starting your own business, or pursuing a passion project. The fear of the unknown might hold you back, but what if you saw it as an adventure? Each step, even the missteps, could bring you closer to your true calling. Embracing uncertainty also teaches us resilience. Life is filled with challenges, but when we stop fighting against the unknown, we become more adaptable. We learn to pivot, to find new solutions, and to thrive even in unpredictable circumstances. This adaptability is a core tenet of Stoicism, helping us face life with confidence and grace. Now think about your own life. When was the last time you embraced uncertainty and were surprised by the outcome? Perhaps you took a chance on a new relationship or pursued an opportunity without knowing where it would lead. How did it shape your journey? If you haven't taken such a step recently, what's holding you back? As you reflect on these questions, remember, the unknown is where growth happens. By stepping into uncertainty, you invite new possibilities, deeper connections, and transformative experiences into your life. In our next section, we'll explore another essential Stoic principle, the power of patience. It's a virtue that helps us navigate life's uncertainties with grace and confidence. Stay with me, because patience is more than just waiting. It's about how we cultivate peace in the present moment while trusting life's unfolding. 4. Patience is your best friend. In our fast-paced world, patience often feels like a forgotten virtue. We want results now, whether it's in our relationships, careers, or personal growth. But here's a timeless truth. The most meaningful and lasting achievements take time. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus reminds us, no great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. Think about this. How often have you felt frustrated because something you deeply wanted wasn't happening fast enough? Maybe you've been working hard toward a promotion that seems out of reach, or you're longing for a relationship to progress more quickly. It's easy to feel disheartened in these moments, but impatience only adds to your suffering. Patience, on the other hand, is a powerful tool for cultivating peace and resilience. When you embrace patience, you acknowledge that good things take time, and you allow life to unfold naturally. This doesn't mean sitting idly by, it means continuing to put in effort while trusting the process. Patience is active. It's a quiet confidence that your efforts will bear fruit when the time is right. Let's consider relationships. Have you ever found yourself rushing to define or deepen a connection, only to feel the other person pulling away? In our eagerness for love and connection, we sometimes forget that relationships need space to grow. Patience allows you to nurture a relationship at its own pace, creating an environment where trust and intimacy can flourish naturally. Similarly, in your career, patience is essential. Perhaps you're striving for a leadership role or waiting for your work to gain recognition. The temptation to rush the process can lead to burnout or poor decisions. But when you practice patience, you focus on refining your skills, building meaningful connections, and embracing each step of the journey. Over time, these efforts accumulate and opportunities arise organically. Ask yourself, how would your life change if you embraced patience in your pursuits? What would it feel like to trust that your hard work and dedication will pay off, even if the results aren't immediate? Practicing patience also shifts your perspective. Instead of fixating on the future, you become more present. You find joy in the process, in the small victories, and in the growth that happens along the way. This presence is not only fulfilling but also magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who exude a calm and confidence, qualities that patience helps cultivate. Of course, patience is easier said than done, especially in moments of uncertainty or difficulty. So how do you develop it? Start by reminding yourself of life's natural rhythms. Just as seasons change in their own time, so do the seasons of your life. Reflect on past experiences where patience ultimately led to a better outcome than rushing ever could. Additionally, practice gratitude for where you are right now. Instead of focusing solely on what's ahead, take stock of your progress and appreciate the present moment. Patience grows when you learn to find contentment in the here and now, trusting that the future will bring what it's meant to in due course. Patience, as the Stoics teach us, is a form of wisdom. It helps us endure challenges, embrace uncertainty, and approach life's journey with a sense of calm assurance. So the next time you feel the urge to rush, pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, everything worthwhile takes time. In the next section, we'll explore how to align your actions with life's natural flow, unlocking the principle of flow, don't force. This mindset will show you how to work with life rather than against it, leading to effortless progress and harmony. Let's dive in. 5. Flow, don't force. Have you ever felt like you were swimming against the current, exhausting yourself trying to force something to happen? Whether it's winning someone's affection, achieving a specific goal, or pushing through a difficult situation, the more you push, the more resistance you seem to encounter. It's frustrating, isn't it? Now, imagine what it would be like to flow with the current instead, to align your actions with life's natural rhythms and let things unfold more effortlessly. The Stoic principle of flow, don't force, is rooted in the understanding that life moves in cycles, much like the seasons. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Observe how all things are continually being born of change. Teach yourself to welcome it as something familiar and natural." When you resist this flow, you create tension and struggle. But when you move with it, you find that life often brings you exactly what you need without the need for force. Let's apply this to relationships. Perhaps you've been in a situation where you were trying to keep a connection alive, putting in all the effort to maintain conversations, plan meetings, and solve conflicts. Despite your best efforts, things feel one-sided, leaving you drained and unfulfilled. What if, instead of forcing, you allowed the relationship to develop at its own pace? By stepping back and letting the other person contribute equally, you create space for a genuine connection, or the clarity to see if it's time to let go. The same principle applies to your career. Have you ever pushed yourself so hard toward a particular goal that you started to lose your passion for the work? Forcing results often leads to burnout, diminishing the quality of your efforts. But when you focus on enjoying the process and letting your work flow naturally, you remain engaged and energized. This doesn't mean you stop striving, rather you work with intention and ease, trusting that the right opportunities will arise when the time is right. Flowing instead of forcing doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It's about recognizing where your efforts are most effective and where life is offering resistance. It's about focusing your energy on what feels aligned and letting go of what feels forced or unnatural. This practice requires trust in yourself and trust in the process. Ask yourself, where in your life are you forcing things right now? Is it a relationship, a career goal, or a personal ambition? How might your experience change if you shifted your approach and chose to flow instead? This shift in mindset can be transformative. When you stop forcing, you begin to notice the subtle opportunities and signs that life presents. You become more attuned to what feels right and less attached to what isn't working. This sense of alignment is not only liberating but also magnetic. People and opportunities are naturally drawn to those who move through life with confidence and ease. Practicing flow requires mindfulness. Pay attention to when you feel resistance in your actions. Is it because the timing isn't right, or perhaps because the path you're on isn't truly aligned with your values and goals? Use these moments as a guide to adjust your approach. By doing so, you allow life to guide you toward what is meant for you, with less effort and more joy. Remember, life is not a battle to be won but a journey to be experienced. The river doesn't rush to its destination, yet it always gets there, carving paths and nourishing life along the way. In the same way, when you trust the flow of life, you'll find that you accomplish more with less struggle, and the journey becomes infinitely more rewarding. In the next section, we'll explore the importance of focusing on the journey, not just the outcome. This principle ties beautifully into the idea of flow, showing how every step, no matter how small, plays a vital role in your growth and fulfillment. Stay with me as we dive deeper into this powerful Stoic insight. 6. Focus on the journey, not the outcome. How often do we fixate on a specific goal, believing that our happiness and fulfillment lie solely in its achievement? Whether it's landing the perfect job, finding the one, or reaching a milestone in personal growth, we pour all our energy into the outcome, only to feel empty or dissatisfied when we get there, or worse, frustrated when we don't. The Stoics teach us a better way. Focus on the journey, not the destination. Epictetus wisely said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This isn't about obsessing over results, but about engaging fully in the process of becoming the best version of yourself. When you shift your focus from the end goal to the daily steps you take, life becomes more fulfilling. Each moment, each effort holds intrinsic value, regardless of the outcome. Consider this in your relationships. If you're solely focused on reaching a particular milestone, like moving in together, getting married, or hitting a certain level of emotional intimacy, you might overlook the joy of simply spending time with your partner. You might miss the small, beautiful moments, shared laughter, deep conversations, or the quiet comfort of being in each other's presence. When you focus on these moments, the relationship becomes richer and more meaningful, independent of where it might lead. The same applies to your career. It's easy to get caught in the trap of thinking, "I'll be happy once I get that promotion, finish this project, or hit this income level." But by placing your happiness in the future, you rob yourself of the satisfaction that comes from the work itself. What if, instead, you found joy in honing your skills, collaborating with colleagues, and overcoming daily challenges? This shift not only makes the journey more enjoyable, but often leads to greater success, as your passion and dedication shine through. Focusing on the journey also helps you stay resilient in the face of setbacks. When you're overly attached to a specific outcome, any deviation from that path can feel like failure. But when your goal is simply to learn, grow, and improve each day, even challenges become opportunities for progress. You start to see that every experience, whether it brings you closer to your desired result or not, contributes to your development. Ask yourself, how often do you measure success solely by the achievement of your goals? What would change if you began to see success as the consistent effort you put in, the lessons you learn, and the person you become along the way? By focusing on the journey, you cultivate a sense of presence and fulfillment that isn't dependent on external validation. You become less anxious about the future and more grounded in the present. This presence is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate a sense of purpose and joy in their daily lives, rather than those who seem perpetually dissatisfied or fixated on what's next. Moreover, this mindset encourages gratitude. When you're deeply engaged in the journey, you start to appreciate the small wins, the incremental progress, and the everyday moments that make life meaningful. You learn to celebrate not just the big milestones, but the simple act of showing up and giving your best effort. Think about a time in your life when you were so focused on a goal that you forgot to enjoy the process. How did it affect your experience? Now consider a time when you immersed yourself fully in the journey. How did that change your perspective, even if the outcome wasn't exactly what you hoped for? Life is a continuous series of steps, each one offering its own unique rewards and challenges. By focusing on the journey, you ensure that every moment is lived fully and intentionally. This doesn't mean you abandon your goals, it means you pursue them with a sense of balance, appreciating the process as much as the result. In our final section, we'll explore the ultimate Stoic principle that ties everything together, trusting in life's bigger picture. This practice helps you see how every journey, every obstacle, and every triumph fits into a grander design. Stay with me as we bring this exploration full circle. 7. Accept what comes. Life doesn't always go as planned. Relationships that once felt unshakable may falter, career paths may veer unexpectedly, and personal dreams may evolve into something entirely different. These moments of change and uncertainty can be deeply unsettling, leaving us questioning our choices and our sense of control. But the Stoics teach us a profound truth. Peace comes not from controlling life's outcomes, but from accepting what comes our way. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. This isn't resignation. Acceptance doesn't mean we stop striving for growth or improvement. It means recognizing that while we can control our actions, we cannot always control the results. Life will unfold as it will, often in ways we least expect. Consider a relationship that has ended. It's natural to feel pain and to replay every moment, wondering what could have been done differently. But when we resist the reality of the situation, clinging to the past or hoping for a different outcome, we prolong our suffering. Acceptance, however, allows us to acknowledge the pain, process it, and move forward. It creates space for healing and for new opportunities to emerge. The same principle applies in our careers. Perhaps you've been passed over for a promotion or faced a significant setback in your business. While it's important to reflect on what went wrong and learn from the experience, dwelling on what could have been prevents you from seeing new possibilities. By accepting the situation as it is, you can focus on your next steps with clarity and purpose. Ask yourself, how often do you resist reality, wishing things were different? What would change if you chose to fully accept your circumstances and work with them, rather than against them? Acceptance is not about giving up. It's about shifting your energy from fighting against what is, to embracing it and finding a way to move forward. This mindset allows you to respond to life's challenges with grace and resilience. Instead of being paralyzed by disappointment, you become proactive, looking for ways to grow and adapt. When you practice acceptance, you also cultivate a sense of inner peace. You stop being at war with reality and start finding contentment in the present moment. This peace is magnetic. People are drawn to those who can weather life's storms without losing their balance, who face difficulties with calm and resolve. Acceptance doesn't mean you'll never feel pain or disappointment. These emotions are natural and part of being human. But by accepting what comes, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering, the kind that arises from wishing things were different and resisting life's natural flow. Well, think about a challenge you're currently facing. How might acceptance help you navigate it more effectively? What would it look like to stop resisting and start working with your reality? As you embrace this principle, keep in mind the Stoic affirmation, I am a magnet. By accepting what comes, you align yourself with life's flow, attracting new opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are truly meant for you. This brings us to our final and most encompassing principle, trusting in the bigger picture. Acceptance prepares us to see how every moment, even the challenging ones, fits into a larger, more meaningful narrative. Let's explore how this ultimate Stoic mindset ties all the other principles together and leads us to a life of fulfillment and peace. Life is an intricate tapestry woven with moments of joy, struggle, love, and loss. From our limited perspective, it's easy to fixate on individual threads, questioning why certain events unfold the way they do. But when we take a step back and trust in the bigger picture, we begin to see how every experience, every success, every setback plays a vital role in shaping our journey. Marcus Aurelius encapsulates this beautifully. Everything that happens as it should, and if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so. This trust in life's unfolding doesn't mean we abandon effort or ambition. On the contrary, it empowers us to act with purpose, knowing that while we may not control the outcomes, we are always moving toward what is truly meant for us. By embracing this perspective, we align ourselves with a greater sense of peace and clarity. We stop forcing outcomes and start working harmoniously with life. Each principle we've explored, trusting in the bigger picture, releasing expectations, embracing uncertainty, practicing patience, flowing rather than forcing, focusing on the journey, and accepting what comes, guides us toward this alignment. Together, they form a roadmap for living with resilience and grace, no matter what life throws our way. Think about your own life. What challenges have shaped you? What unexpected detours have led you to growth or fulfillment? When you reflect on these moments, can you see how they were all part of a larger plan, even if it wasn't clear at the time? As you move forward, remember this affirmation: I am a magnet. By adopting these Stoic principles, you naturally attract the relationships, opportunities, and experiences that are meant for you. You no longer chase or cling to what isn't aligned with your path. Instead, you trust that life will bring you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. I'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections. How do these principles resonate with you? Have you experienced moments where trusting the bigger picture transformed your perspective? Share your stories in the comments below. Let's learn and grow together as a community of Stoic-minded individuals. If you found value in this journey, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more insights on living with purpose and peace. Share this message with someone who might benefit from it. Together, we can spread the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Thank you for being part of this journey. Remember, life's greatest rewards often come not from forcing but from trusting. Stay patient, stay present, and embrace the beautiful unfolding of your unique path. Until next time, may your days be filled with clarity, resilience, and peace.